Own every second. No onis, comentillo, savio, you stop waiting. Nobody's handing you a lifeline. You have to become the lifeline. Take extreme ownership of your circumstances, your pain, your failures, your background. You don't need permission to start changing. The moment you say, it's on me, is the moment your life starts moving. Kill T-H-E conform. Ralte la V-I-S-E and das conform. You want transformation? Then stop chasing easy. You don't grow by doing what's comfortable. You grow by doing what's necessary. Get up earlier. Stay up later. Sacrifice for your vision. Winners live where the weak get uncomfortable. Get there and stay the end. Fo-C-I-N, La-Ki-Yo-Yar, La-Fi depends, O-N-I-T. The world is loud, distracted, and moving fast. But if you can lock in, cut the noise, cut the drama, cut the excuses, you become unstoppable. Focus isn't about what you say yes to. It's about what you refuse to let take you off track. Discipline, ISG, radar, tar, motivan. Motivation will fade. Discipline is what carries you through the drought. Champions aren't always hype. They're consistent. When you don't feel like doing it, that's the exact moment that determines who you really are. Boiled or rude, tenny T-hack, bios, T-chi, F-U-T-T-R-A-U, your future isn't some mystery. It's a direct result of your daily habits. Structure creates freedom. You need a routine that demands greatness from you. Morning, evening, every hour in between. Build the life you say you want with actions, not wishes. Find your WH. Andy, Makey, IT, strong in GR10, yo, you are excuses. Excuses are weak when your why is strong. You need something deeper than money, deeper than praise. Find the reason that lights your fire and then protect it. When you know your why, quitting becomes a betrayal, not an option. You want to know how to take control of your life. It starts right here. You got to own every second of it. Stop blaming, stop waiting, stop making excuses. No one's coming. Nobody's going to knock on your door with a golden opportunity. Nobody's going to hand you a better life on a silver platter. That's a fantasy. That's what people tell themselves so they don't have to get up and do the work. But if you want real change, if you want real control, you've got to grab the wheel yourself. No more sitting in the passenger seat of your own life. It's time to step up and drive. It's on you. Every failure, every delay, every missed opportunity, it's yours. That doesn't mean shame. That doesn't mean guilt. That means power. Because if it's your fault, then it's your responsibility. And if it's your responsibility, then you can change it. That's where your freedom is. You don't need anyone to come fix your life. You just need to make a decision. I'm done being average. I'm done being reactive. I'm taking the reins right now. Some of you are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect time, when things calm down, when people believe in you, when you've got all the answers. But let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. There is only now. You've got breath in your lungs. You've got a chance. That's all you need. But you've got to move. You've got to stop standing still, waiting for a sign when the sign is already in your gut screaming, let's go. And yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel like everything is against you. You're going to question yourself. But that's the test. That's how life finds out if you're serious or not. You say you want change. Are you willing to get uncomfortable for it? Are you willing to look in the mirror and say, I am the problem, but I'm also the solution? Because until you do that, nothing shifts. Taking control of your life means holding yourself accountable when no one's watching. It means pushing yourself when you're tired. It means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. There's no superhero coming to rescue you. You are the hero. And the only difference between you staying stuck or rising up is your decision, not your environment, not your past, not your resources. Your decision. You can't outsource this. You can't delegate responsibility for your life. If you're broke, if you're lost, if you're slipping, it's on you. But that's a good thing. That means you don't have to wait for anyone to turn things around. You can start now. You can choose discipline. You can choose growth. You can choose to cut out the noise, cut out the distractions, and focus on the mission. You were born to lead your life, not to be led by your fears. And once you understand that no one is coming to push you, no one is coming to remind you, no one is going to drag you out of bed, then you become dangerous, because then you start to live on purpose. Then you stop reacting and start creating. And that's the moment control begins. When you stop waiting and start owning. Take control right now, because every second you waste waiting is a second you could spend becoming. You say you want to change your life, then get ready to suffer for it. A growth doesn't come wrapped in comfort. You don't get stronger doing what's easy. The life you want, the discipline, the success, the power, it's hiding behind the pain you're avoiding. And until you face that pain head on, until you embrace it and walk through it, you will stay exactly where you are. You cannot escape discomfort and expect transformation. It doesn't work like that. Growth and comfort don't ride in the same car. Every time you hit snooze, every time you skip that workout, every time you back down from a challenge, you're telling yourself, I'd rather stay the same than suffer for a better version of me. But the real ones, the people who rise up and take control, they run toward the hard stuff. They don't flinch. They lean into the pain, because they know that's where the breakthrough lies. You want to level up, then get uncomfortable on purpose. You've got to start making decisions based on where you want to go, not how you feel in the moment. Your feelings are liars. They'll tell you to quit. They'll tell you it's too hard. They'll scream, take the easy route. But that's the voice of comfort. And comfort is the enemy of greatness. Stop listening to it. Start listening to your purpose, your hunger, your mission. Let that be your compass. And hear this, discomfort isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every time you choose hard over easy, every time you push through the resistance, you're building the future version of you that's capable of handling more. You're training your mind, you're toughening your spirit. You're proving to yourself that nothing owns you. Not fear, not fatigue, not failure. Most people tap out too soon. They start something, it gets tough, and they pull back. But the greats, the ones who really take control, they stay. They outlast the storm. They sit in the fire long enough to become fireproof. They understand that pain is not a wall, it's a door. But you have to be willing to walk through it. You want to win in life, then you have to be willing to do what 99% of people won't. You have to be willing to show up when it's not convenient, to grind when it's not popular, to work when it's not praised. That's what separates the weak from the warriors. Comfort is where dreams go to die, but discomfort, that's where champions are made. You can't tiptoe your way to success. You can't half-try your way to self-control. You've got to go all in, even when it hurts, even when it's scary, even when nobody claps for you. And I promise you this, the pain will pass, but the strength you build from it, That lasts, that becomes your foundation. That becomes your identity. So stop running from what's hard. Stop ducking the struggle. Stop choosing the shortcut. Instead, stand tall, take the hit, push forward. Because every time you choose discomfort over ease, you're telling the world, and more importantly, you're telling yourself, I'm ready for more. And when you get to that place, that's when real control begins. This world is loud, too loud. Distractions are coming at you from every direction. Social media, toxic people, mindless entertainment, constant noise pulling you away from what really matters. And that's the problem. That's why most people feel like they're not in control of their lives. Because they're not even focused on their lives. They're focused on what everyone else is doing. They're so caught up in the noise, they forget the mission. And if you want to take control of your life, you have to lock in. I'm talking full tunnel vision, ruthless focus, cutthroat discipline. You have to get to a place where your attention is so locked into your purpose. Nothing can shake it. Not the doubts, not the critics, not the chows around you. This isn't about motivation anymore. This is about mental warfare. Every day, you're fighting for your focus. And if you lose that battle, you lose momentum, you lose progress, and you lose time you're never getting back. You have to treat your focus like your life depends on it. Because it does. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, that's where your life grows. If you're focused on distractions, guess what? You're growing chaos. You're growing comparison. You're growing confusion. But if you focus on your goals, your routine, your growth, now you're building something real. You don't get to complain about being stuck if your attention is all over the place. You can't say you want success, but give your time to every notification, every useless conversation, every unplanned hour. You want clarity. You want direction. Then you need to remove what doesn't serve you. That means saying no more than you say yes. That means deleting apps, cutting ties, creating boundaries, not out of cruelty, but out of commitment. Because if you don't protect your focus, nobody else will. Let me tell you something real. There's no such thing as multitasking your way to greatness. You don't get to chase 10 things and master any of them. You want to win. Lock in on one thing. Lock in on your health, your craft, your vision, your discipline, whatever it is. Zero in, pour everything into it. Because diluted focus gives diluted results. And you weren't built for average results. You were built to dominate. But domination only happens when you give your undivided energy to something that matters. Every time you choose to focus, you're training your brain to be stronger. You're teaching yourself how to finish. You're becoming dangerous. Not because you're louder than the noise, but because you become immune to it. You've learned to block it out. You've learned to keep your eyes forward while the world tries to pull you sideways. That's real strength. That's the type of focus that builds empires, transforms bodies, changes legacies. Focus isn't just about productivity. It's about control. When you focus, you become intentional. You move with clarity. You stop wasting time, energy, and emotion on what doesn't matter. That's when you start taking your power back. That's when every action becomes strategic. That's when your life starts aligning with your vision, not drifting with your feelings. So here's the truth. Until you lock in, your goals will remain fantasies. Until you discipline your focus, life will continue to feel like it's slipping through your fingers. But the moment you cut the noise, the moment you say, I'm done playing small, the moment you choose mission over distraction, that's the moment your life starts changing. That's when you finally take control. Everybody wants to feel motivated. Everybody wants that spark, that fire, that push from the inside that says, let's go. And yeah, motivation feels good. But here's the problem. It doesn't last. It's inconsistent. One day you're fired up, ready to conquer the world, and the next day, you can't even get out of bed. You're relying on something that was never designed to be consistent. That's why if you want real control over your life, you've got to stop depending on motivation and start depending on discipline. Because discipline is what stays when the feelings leave. Discipline is the foundation. Discipline is the truth. You think the greats wake up motivated every day. You think they're always excited to grind. No, they don't feel like it most of the time. But they show up anyway. They get it done anyway. Because they don't let how they feel decide how they act. They let who they are lead the way. And that's what separates winners from wishers. Winners don't wait to feel good. They do what needs to be done, whether they're in the mood or not. Discipline means you've made a decision in advance. It means your actions are no longer negotiable. You don't hit the gym because you feel like it. You go because it's what the mission demands. You don't work on your goals because it's easy. You do it because you said you would. That's the power of discipline. It's a contract with your future self. It's a promise that says, no matter what, I show up. And this is where most people fall apart. They think their feelings should drive their habits, but your habits should drive your feelings. The more you show up consistently, the more confident you become. The more wins you stack, the more momentum you create. But none of that starts until you build the muscle of showing up. And like any muscle, it's built through repetition. Day in, day out, no matter how tired, no matter how tempted to quit, you show up. Discipline is uncomfortable. That's the point. It's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to break down your weakness and rebuild you with strength. Every time you do what you said you would, even when it's hard, you become more powerful. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your identity shifts. You're no longer someone who tries. You're someone who executes. Someone who delivers. Someone who can be counted on, especially by yourself. And here's the thing. Discipline is freedom. That sounds backward, but it's the truth. When you're disciplined, you're not a slave to your emotions. You're not the mercy of your moods. You don't have to wonder if today will be productive or wasted. You already know you're in control, and that kind of control creates peace. It creates momentum. It builds a life that you respect because you build it on purpose. So stop chasing motivation like it's the magic answer. It's not. It's a bonus when it comes, but it's not the strategy. Discipline is the strategy. Structure is the strategy. Repetition is the strategy. And the best part, you don't need anyone's permission to start. You just need to make the choice and then back it up with action again and again. Control doesn't belong to the person who feels good. It belongs to the person who stays committed no matter what. You want to know where your future is being built. It's not somewhere far off in the distance. It's not something that magically arrives one day when you're ready. Your future is being built right now with the routine you live by every single day. The way you wake up, the way you spend your hours, the things you say yes to, the things you say no to. That's the blueprint. And the truth is, your routine is either building the person you want to be or breaking that person down before they ever have a chance to show up. Too many people say they want success, but their routines scream comfort. They say they want change, but their habits stay the same. They talk about dreams, but live like it's optional. If you want to take control of your life, you've got to stop waiting for motivation and start designing a structure that demands your best, even on your worst days. You can't leave your future up to chance. You have to build it deliberately. You need a routine that serves your vision. That means you've got to build around the life you want, not the life you have right now. Because if you build around comfort, you'll stay average. But if you build around growth, you'll start becoming the person you were born to be. Every part of your routine should move you forward. Your morning should set the tone. Your evening should lock in the next day. Your hours should be accounted for, not wasted. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't get it twisted. This isn't about becoming robotic. This is about being intentional. When you wake up, do you have a plan, or do you just react to the day? Because if you wake up with no structure, the world will give you one. And trust me, the world doesn't care about your goals. That's why people spend hours scrolling, binging, wandering, because they don't own their time. Their time owns them. Take back your time. Start small if you need to. Set your alarm and actually get up. Block out time to move your body. Plan your priorities before the distractions hit. These little shifts add up. They build momentum. They create clarity. You'll start realizing that success isn't about doing a million different things. It's about doing the right things over and over until they become second nature. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your system is your routine. And if that system is broken, you'll always feel out of control, no matter how hard you try. That's why some people hustle like crazy and still don't get anywhere. They're sprinting in the wrong direction because they never built a path to follow. Your routine should hold you accountable. It should challenge you. It should remind you every day who you're becoming. And when it starts to feel like a burden, remind yourself, this is the cost of control. This is the price of a future you can be proud of. Nobody said it would be easy, but structure creates freedom. And the better your routine, the fewer decisions you have to make under pressure. You already know what to do. You've built your day around the work, the discipline, the growth. That's what control looks like. So ask yourself, does your current routine reflect your potential or just your comfort zone? If it's not building the future version of you, then it's holding that version back. Restructure it, reinforce it, respect it. Because the life you say you want won't happen by accident. It's built brick by brick in the hours most people throw away. There's a reason why some people never quit, no matter how hard it gets. There's a reason why, even when they're tired, broke, rejected, and alone, they still show up. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not resources. It's because they've got a why that's stronger than any excuse. When you find that reason, when you dig deep enough to uncover the thing that makes quitting feel like betrayal, not just failure, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you take real control of your life. Without a strong why, everything falls apart the moment resistance shows up. Because it will show up. Life will test you. You'll face setbacks, pain, disappointment, betrayal. And in those moments, if you don't know why you're pushing forward, you'll fold. You'll talk yourself into quitting. You'll find reasons to stay comfortable. But when your why is solid, when it's rooted deep inside your soul, you'll keep grinding through the darkness because you're not doing it for the hype, the applause, or the outcome. You're doing it because you have to, because you were called to it, because it's personal. You've got to find something that moves you beyond convenience, something that makes you fight when most people would surrender. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's the younger version, that version of you that was overlooked. Maybe it's the pain you went through and the vow you made to never go back. Whatever it is, it's got to be bigger than your excuses, bigger than your comfort, bigger than your fear. When your why is weak, you'll make weak choices. But when your why is unshakable, your actions will reflect that strength every single time. This isn't about surface level inspiration. This isn't about chasing trends or copying someone else's dream. This is about you digging into the core of who you are and deciding what matters most, because that's the fuel, that's the engine. You don't wake up at 5 a.m. because it's fun. You do it because your why demands it. You don't push through the pain because it feels good. You do it because your why requires it, and when you finally tap into that kind of drive, nothing can stop you. The difference between people who control their lives and who let life control them is simply one group is pulled by vision, the other pushed by pressure. And pressure will crush you if you're not anchored by purpose. Vision pulls you forward even when everything around you says stop. Vision gives you direction when the path gets dark. Vision reminds you who you are when life tries to make you forget. So find your why. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Burn it into your memory. Let it guide your routine. Shape your discipline, strengthen your focus, and push you through discomfort. This isn't just about motivation. It's about meaning. If your life lacks meaning, no amount of goals or habits will stick. But if you got meaning, now your structure has power. Now your discipline has fire behind it. Now your focus isn't force, it's fuel. And don't just find your why, protect it. Because the world will try to distract you from it. People will try to talk you out of it. Life will try to bury it under stress, doubt, and setbacks. But if you stay close to it, if you guard it with your life, that why will carry you through the days when nothing else can. That's when you stop reacting and start driving. That's when you stop existing and start living on purpose. That's how you take control